All right, guys, what is going on? Welcome to the channel. Today is the F50 playtest. Of course, I am absolutely thrilled and excited to get these on feet. They are super, super awesome. One of the best boots Adidas has produced in a while, especially since the Speedflow series came out. Let's get them on feet. So it is a bit chilly in Melbourne today. There's your boots. They look absolutely stunning in the sunshine, I think. So I'll get these stuff off and we'll hop straight into them. One of the things that I'm really excited about is this compression fit system, the tunnel, as they say. This Fiber Touch upper, at least on the laceless model that I did a play test of already, it really does a nice job of molding to feet pretty quickly. And I actually wore them for a warm-up of one of the games that I played in this weekend as of the filming of this video, and it felt really nice. So getting, yeah, oh my days. Guys, these are crazy. I think they've absolutely crushed it with this particular model. Sizing, as you can see, this is a 9 US, and there's a little bit of space on the end. If you have a really thin foot, I would say probably go down half a size. They fit my feet really well, true to size, and that's probably what I'll stick with, especially through the testing process, because as you can see, there's a little bit of bowing on the outside as the material is stretching and molding to my foot. Now, that doesn't affect performance at all, particularly because underneath that is the compression fit system. So that obviously is not a concern, but on feet, once you get them on, they feel so secure and so tight, like the perfect wrap around my foot. I reckon this is gonna be, once I get these broken in, this will be an absolutely regular pair in my rotation. I think these are fantastic football boots. For those of you who are wondering, I'm not sponsored by them or anything. These are a pair of Vivo barefoot shoes that I actually use for strength conditioning stuff. So all my lifting I do in barefoot shoes. I prefer it. I like the feel of it. I'm not a doctor though, so don't obviously ask me questions about whether or not you should wear those. But Vivo Barefoot is the name of that brand, and I really enjoy those shoes. So just a random recommendation for you. Okay. Here we go, getting the right shoe on. Now, my feet are a bit sore because I played in 2 games this weekend, played back-to-back 90s, and yeah, feeling a little bit sore and tight because that was yesterday and the day before, but here we are, out on the pitch, and there you go, full look at the new F50 Elite. Number one thing is, oh my God, they look good. I think these look absolutely fantastic on feet. I think especially with a white WeFoot grip sock, they look amazing. Such a good wrap around your foot. The heel area feels great on feet. And this Fiber Touch upper is like, as I said in the, I can't remember which video I said, but especially this laced model, this is like the shape and all the best parts about the Speedflow, but with the rigidity and sort of lockdown that you want from a top-end speed boot. So let's talk about that a little bit during some of the footwork portion. So first things first, obviously we always have to do a little bit of a ladder warm-up. My legs are cooked right now, so we're gonna see actually if I can get a little bit of warm-up going. Very nice, all the way through. Beautiful. Yeah, the boots feel so good. So good. We're just gonna do a little bit of dynamics on the way back as well. They are quite tight though, so if you are somebody with a wider foot, just be aware, you're gonna have to do a little bit of break-in time with these ones just because the upper doesn't stretch a whole lot at the beginning. And I think I did mention it in this video, or not this video, but in the unboxing portion and in the laceless model, but they feel like materialistically very similar to the Puma Ultra 1.1 and 1.2 from the sense that Fiber Touch is like a really close-knit fibrous material or like knit weave. And that's the same as the Puma Ultra 1.1 and 1.2. Both very, very close and locked in sensation football boots. And to be honest, that's a beautiful thing because it's got the compression fit system, the stud pattern feels good. Oh, God, that acceleration. 2 90-minute games is a rough one. My adductors and stuff are absolutely cooked. We're gonna get through this though, I promise. Last one here, and then we'll roll into some dribbling.
But yeah, one thing, sole plate right away. This is a brilliant sole plate in my opinion. It's one of those sole plates that feels fantastic underfoot, really balanced. Obviously in comparison, which we will do, to the Plus model, which I've just reviewed, that one is really arced and curved, whereas, you know, as you can see, if I stand flat, the boots actually sit really flat on the ground. And for me, as I'm manipulating the ball, as I'm making little cuts, it means that my entire foot can kind of splay into the ground and I'm not like constantly up on my toes, which is a good thing. Obviously being on your toes is amazing. I just prefer something that feels, you know, like a little more grounded and just a little more flat, kind of like the AG model of the custom GXs that I wore last season. So that's just, I don't know, personal preference at the end of the day. All right, so this little drill here, which you guys have probably seen me do a bunch of times, great indication of what the upper is like. Yeah, nice. Touch is really good. I wouldn't say it's as barefoot, at least right away, as the Vapor, or even the new Puma Ultra Carbon, but the texturing on the upper, that Sprint Web tech is really, really nice because it gives me like, obviously it's dry right now, but it gives me this really nice kind of controlled feeling on feet. And that's also not to say that a boot like this is dull necessarily, and especially when you're doing, you know, little touches like that, little footwork, okay, stuff like this, it feels really connected, which is great. But you also get the benefits of having a ton of grip element on the upper, or texturing, I should say, not grip, that really allow you, like I notice it coming through these cones is like these types of movements, or in, out, like those types, excellent, excellent. And I actually prefer an upper like this with a little bit of texturing compared to like the upper from the Vapor that might be a little thinner, but it doesn't have that same like kind of extra little bit of pizzazz to it. All right, last one here, little up and back. Feel free to use any of these drills, by the way. Obviously, they're free on YouTube, which is great for you guys. Appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe. Always helpful. And here we go, get through. Quick feet, hello. Ooh, love that, lovely. Lovely, lovely. Man, all right. I'm gonna take these off really quick. We'll do a little recap of some footwork and get into some passing. My goodness, these are amazing. All right, super fast before we get into some of the passing, the compression fit system compared to the knit material in the laceless model is, I think, it's hard to say. The lockdown does feel better, obviously, but that's because it's a laced model versus a laceless model. It's not like the, you know, like a normal tongue versus a knit tongue. It's like this one has compression fit and laces, so obviously there's gonna be better lockdown. But I don't know, man, this compression fit system doesn't really feel all that noticeable yet. My guess is that when I break the boots in and when the upper, the fiber touch kind of stretches out and kind of molds to the shape of my foot a little bit better, I think I'll start to notice it. Right now the boots just feel tight, just generally speaking, because they aren't broken in yet. But even for my wide feet, honestly, they're pretty good. Like, yeah, they're a little bit sore on the outside, but not as much as I thought they were gonna be. I thought they were gonna be super tight on my feet, but they've got a decent amount of width to them, especially in the forefoot area. Not quite as much as the Crazy Fast previous generation, but those ones were like really kind of bulky heel, really thin midfoot, and then a super fat forefoot area. These ones are much more speed flow like they've got a much more neutral shape to them kind of all around, as opposed to being really wonky and stuff. So yeah, compression fit system, I'm trying to compare it as best I can to the playtest for the chameleon, like purple and yellow ones, because obviously that's the other model that I've tried so far, at least on pitch. And I would say, obviously, I'm gonna say I prefer the laced model just because, but the laceless model is pretty good. And I think especially compared to the Speed Flow, which the Speed Flow had way less lockdown than the Fiber Touch upper on this one, you're gonna get a better playing experience with the F50 Elite laceless than you would with the Speedflow laceless, because of the fact that that upper has more structure to it and just allows you a little bit less kind of slippage all over, if that makes sense. So that's kind of the comparison, at least so far. Let's get into some passing. I'm sure these are gonna be epic. Okay, as I'm putting this other one on really quick though, I wanted to show you how the compression fit system works. So see how the compression fit sits like basically flush to my foot, because it's like a sticky, or not sticky, like a, how do you say, like a stretchy neoprene material. Even if this is kind of bending, like in locations like that, you're still gonna get a really nice kind of compressed fit. And that's not to say that they're tight. It's not really tight at all. Like, as you can see, I can lift it up, no problem, but it just adds a little bit of extra something to hold your foot in place underneath those laces. So you can see it on that side too. Yeah, that's a really good angle actually. See how it sits flush to my foot? That makes it really nice, so it doesn't feel like the upper is basically like flopping around on my foot, even if there are areas like that that are, you know, a little bit of holes as I start to break the boots in. All right, passing drill, lovely right here against the wall, which is perfect. We're just gonna go out here and I'm gonna do a little bit of turn, play, big one back across, touch around, touch back, back in the middle, and play like that. That's all I'm doing. Super, super simple. We'll go to the other side in a little bit, but I'm really trying to figure out, because this is such a consistent striking surface, I think the F50 Elite is gonna be able to do a really nice job of getting good feel with first touches, good feel with passing, and then of course with these kind of a little bit more chopped angled balls. Before we get into some of the shooting, it'll really give me a sense of what that's like. So as we start to speed it up with a little bit of play, back around. As I said before, my legs are cooked, so I'm gonna do my best to give you guys a good demo of what this should look like. Always make sure to shoulder check, of course. Touch here, play around, little back pass, lovely, back in the middle, and feeling good. See if we can speed it up even a little bit more. Touch, play, lovely. Yeah, these boots feel fantastic. And the lockdown, I would say, especially with some of these little bit more lateral movements, feel fantastic. So every time I'm moving side to side, forward, backward, my feet feel like they are just stuck right on the sole plate, which is exactly what I'm looking for from a pair of boots like this. All right, here we go. Other side, same pattern. So a little touch, back off, back around the back. Ooh, there we go. And play. Touch here, touch, back off. Yeah, look at that, man. Like, whatever, skill is one thing, but goodness, these boots feel so clean. I'm just gonna get that cone out of the way just so that it's not in a shot, you know what I'm saying? Back around, touch in, beautiful, corners, play. Ooh. Love that, man. Yo, these are like already for a speed boot. These are absolutely a match boot. I reckon I'll wear these either this weekend for the game or something, because number one, I'm obsessed with how they look, but number two, God, they're good. They're so clean. Like, heel feels locked in, the passing, the striking, like they're just, oh, they're so nice to play with. And the best part is that your feet feel so secure and locked in that I never feel like I'm slipping around. And even though, okay, I'm wearing grip socks, so fair enough, but man, ooh, let's get some shooting done. All right, we are set and ready to go. Very easy, right through the cones, little touch out of the feet, and then I'm really trying to whip it into that far post. I'm not gonna hit them at 100% just because my adductor's feeling a little bit sore right now, but I will do my best to give you guys a good kind of shooting demo that doesn't end up like that. Hopefully I hit the next couple shots, be hitting target. But so far so good, first shot away, and they feel great on feet. A little bit much. As I start to break them in, because the upper is fairly stiff straight out of the box, not as stiff as some of the other boots that we've seen. Oh man, just loving the outside of that post, aren't I? I gotta get a little more wrap on it. As they are a little bit stiffer, than Vapor. They're a little bit stiffer. It's all good. A little bit stiffer than even Puma Ultra Carbon. What I will say is that they are definitely more responsive. Oh man, I'm gonna do one more, but definitely more responsive than both of those. And if you think about other synthetics on the market, so like the midfoot of either the Morelia Neo 4 or Neo 4 Beta. The Neo 4 Beta obviously is more locked in just because it has knit and it's a little bit more rigid textile-based mesh synthetic as opposed to a faux leather. That's one of those things that is definitely gonna be, that's a decent finish. All right. So that's definitely like, these are definitely gonna be stiffer, but they're also gonna give you much more lockdown kind of in the grand scheme of playing. All right, here we go. A little freestyle through the little square we got going on here. So I can do basically whatever I want through here and whip the ball into the back post. There you go. Nice little finish. Feeling good, feeling good. My, as I said before, I'm feeling like they are going to break in really nicely. Ooh. And the striking surface feels really nice. I think I prefer maybe something a little less stiff straight out of the box. Obviously, I've got to be able to shoot first, but I think I prefer something a little bit softer straight out of the box. Although that was never an issue when it came to the Puma Ultra 1.1 because I was able to break those in fairly quickly. These are feeling good for sure. They still are a little stiff as I've been playing in them for like, get in. Oh, we'll go one more again. As I've been playing in them for almost, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour now, they are feeling good, but they're definitely still a little bit stiff in the midfoot, and I'm excited for when they're gonna be, sorry about that wind, excited for when they're gonna be a little bit softer, when I feel like I'm gonna be able to get the most out of a boot like this, because right now, they are feeling mighty stiff. Oh, there we go. Lovely. All right, time to get some pings in. As I said before, not the best demo of shooting, but to be honest, I'm doing my best out here, guys. I'm getting a great feel for the boots. My performance obviously doesn't reflect that because my legs are absolutely cooked. I ran an Ironman last weekend and had 2 games, so thanks for sticking with me. Let's get into some pings, crossbar challenge, some free kicks, and then we'll wrap it up. All right, fam, here we go. Crossbar challenge, you know what it is, 1 each leg. We're gonna start with the right foot because I feel like I have the best kind of vibe when I go right foot first. 1 each, no cuts, bang. Ooh, unlucky. All right, left foot, here we go. Gotta hit it. Good Lord. Well, at least I can get under the ball really well with these. That is thanks to the flat sole plate. All right, free kicks, let's roll. All right, here we go, left peg first. We're kind of gonna try to hit that up and over the wall vibe, near post. I'm just gonna do a 1 step up because I feel like I'm gonna change my routine just a tiny bit just for this one little set. Here we go. Lift it. Oh God. Wow, all right. Keep my head straight. Keep my head straight. I can freak out if I hit it twice. Same run up, little 1 step action. Down the middle, but decent free kick still. Here we go, last one. Man, that first one was absolutely ridiculous. You guys had a good angle of it too. There you go, 1 step. Here we go. Okay shape, poor free kick execution, but you get the idea, right? Feels really good. That extra texturing on it, which is absolutely fantastic. Sprint web, I think just in the right areas, like right in that instep. So right as I'm kind of coming and I'm just trying to dip it up and over into that near post, it just helps you in that little, like maybe 2% to 5%, like just that little extra bit that you need to kind of whip the ball, especially with match balls like these that have that stick to them already. Fantastic. All right, same idea, right peg. We're gonna go, like we did in the past couple play tests, right foot, I'm just gonna go 1, 2 step back. So that way you can't, I'm here, hi, you can see my finger. But basically all I'm doing is going 1 step and hit. So we'll do that one more time. So left foot back, right foot back. Here we go. Adidas F50 Elite, laced model, Noah Cavanaugh, no one watching, empty pitch. Let's see that execution. Probably would have gotten saved. It's got to be a little bit more aggressive into the corner. Same thing. Here we go. 2. We are playing for nothing but my own pride. Here we go. Wow, almost an identical free kick, which is good, I guess. Definitely a solid execution. Let's try to get a little more whip on it. Use that adductor a bit more. Try to really whip it in. Here we go, last one. Wow, 3 basically identical free kicks. Well, one of them is bound to go in if there's a keeper there. Let's wrap it up. All right, ladies and gents, that is it for the playtest of the Adidas F50 Elite in this beautiful advancement pack colorway. I'll back up a little bit for you. I am a massive fan of these already, and they're not even halfway broken in. I will say for wider foot shapes, I think you're gonna need a little bit of extra time to break these in. My feet are feeling okay. There is a little bit, like on the wide part here, there's definitely a little bit of, not like numbness or soreness, but just a little hot spot here on the outside. The crazy part is that they do feel a lot better, even though it's a stiffer upper than the Vapor shape is way thinner. And the Ultra Ultimate obviously is way thinner as well, but these ones fit, I think, are gonna accommodate actually most foot shapes. You just have to give that Fiber Touch upper a little bit of extra leeway. Now, if, let's say they made one with Fiber Touch without the sprint web, you'd probably be even softer on the upper, but honestly, that's pretty good for a boot that feels so epically responsive. Like, this is almost on par, I think, now with the responsiveness of the Under Armour Shadow Elite, which for me is like one of the most locked in boots you could possibly wear. These are like kind of getting there. Like, we'll see how it, once they soften up, see what happens. I'm doing the 1-month review of those Under Armour boots very, very soon. I'll probably film them in a couple days. But I love those, and I think they're great. These ones are as much or even more locked in than those, which is pretty special, I think. So if you're somebody who's looking for one of the most kind of locked in sensations from a speed boot, the Adidas F50 Elite laced model is definitely the way to go. You will see a play test. I know this because I'm actually gonna film them right now, but you will see play tests of the women's model and, of course, the Plus model, which I'm sure you guys are all excited for. Both of those will come out as well. I'm not sure in which order they'll come out, but it doesn't really matter. But we'll kind of compare and contrast all 3 boots. But so far, man, these are epic, and I will absolutely be wearing these for games coming up in the next few weeks, as well as pickup sessions and all that. I'm gonna bring these back to the US when I go for a little bit. So fantastic, super nice boots. Definitely would recommend for most foot shapes. If you got obnoxiously wide feet, maybe stay away, but everyone else should fit in these just fine. So that's gonna wrap up my review of the F50 Elite. You will see more content on these coming up very, very soon, potentially some special training sessions with some really special players as well. Planning to do, hopefully, a finishing session with one of my good friends at one of the top NPL sides here in Melbourne. So we'll be doing like a matching session with these, I hope. But yeah, subscribe to the channel if you got value from it, like the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. It'll probably be another F50 video because I am loving these boots and I'm very excited to test them out some more. As always, be awesome, take care. I'll see you guys in the next one.